features Team Mazda taking on Team Renault.
Who do you want to win, Fat Cat? Who do you want to win? Who do you want to win?
One last rule before we get going. If a car does not finish, the race does not count and we'll have to re-race. On your marks, get set, go! We got a Renault in first. Mazda takes second and third. Renault is in fourth and fifth. And Mazda is in sixth. Renault gets 6 points for first place. Mazda gets 5 for second and 4 for third. That brings Mazda's total to 9. However, Renault gets 3 and 2 points for fourth and fifth place. That's 5 more. They're at 11. Mazda gets 1 more for sixth place. Mazda has 10, so Renault wins the first matchup 11-10. Now it's time for one of the most iconic rivalries in sports, Ford versus Chevy. Ford has some absolutely awesome cars. They of course have to be represented by a race car or a stock car. They're also represented by their legendary Ford GT cars. Chevy is appropriately represented by 3 Corvettes. The Chevys are in lanes 1, 2, and 3. The Fords are in lanes 4, 5, and 6. Who's gonna win? On your marks, get set, go! Oh, a big wreck! No one finishes, we'll re-race. No one finished the first race, we'll have to re-race. On your marks, get set, go! Oh, Chevy goes spinning across the finish line. C7R was first for Chevy. That's 6 points. 5 points for the Corvette Stingray finishing second. That's 11 points for Chevy. Ford finished third. That's another 4 points. Fourth, that's another 3 points. And fifth, that's another 2 points. That's a total of 9 points. Chevy finishing in last with its third car. That's another point. Chevy picks up 12 points to Ford's 9. Race 3 of round 1 features a couple of British manufacturers. From Aston Martin, we have the Aston Martin Vantage GT3 fleet. From Jaguar, we have their brand new F-Type Project 7 and the legendary XJ220. Jaguar is in lanes 1, 2, and 3. Aston Martin is in lanes 4, 5, and 6. On your marks, get set, go! Big wreck, Aston Martin finishes! So despite the track malfunction, Aston Martin still managed to finish, so the race will count. Aston Martin takes positions 1 and 2, which is worth 6 and 5 points respectively. It's 11 points there. Jaguar takes third. That's another 4 points for Team Jaguar. Jaguar also takes fourth. That's 3 points for a total of 7. Meanwhile, Aston Martin will take fifth. That's another 2 for Team Aston Martin, bringing their total to 13. Jaguar picks up 1 more with that 6th place finish. That brings their total to 8, meaning Aston Martin takes the third race of round 3, or round 1. The American manufacturers have faced off. The British manufacturers have faced off. Now it's time for the German manufacturers to face off. We've got Porsche versus BMW. Porsche is going retro. We know Porsche has one of the greatest racing histories in sports, and it's represented here today. Leading it off, we have the 934 running that legendary Falcon scheme. We've got the 930 and a Magnus Walker Porsche Outlaw. 3 very cool cars. Meanwhile, BMW is keeping it a bit more modern with the Z4 race car, the E36 race, and the M2 GT2. Some very cool cars face off. Porsche is in lanes 1, 2, and 3. BMW is in lanes 4, 5, and 6. Who will get the most points to move on to round 2? On your marks, get set, go! Whoa, we've got a bunch of cars spinning. We'll have to re-race as no one finishes. Porsche and BMW switch sides. The track has been quite challenging today. Only 4 cars have finished so far. On your marks, get set, go! Big hit on the Porsche, and still no one can finish. Alright, so after 2 races, no car has finished, and welcome to Hot Wheels tournaments, where we just make up the rules as we go along. If after 2 races, no car has finished the course, the 3rd race will be decided by whoever crosses the finish line first, or if no one finishes, the car that's furthest ahead will win the race. So this is for all the marbles between BMW and Porsche. On your marks, get set, go! And a BM died down to the finish line, but Porsche gets the win. It was a good race, but Porsche took the win. It's 6 total points for the 930 with that close battle. The M3 GT2 picks up 5 points for BMW with the 2nd place finish. The Porsche Outlaw remarkably finishes 3rd. That's 4 more points for Porsche, bringing their total to 10. BMW takes 5th and 4th. That's 3 and 2 points apiece. That's 5 points. That brings BMW's total to 10. However, Porsche, with that last place finish, picks up 1 more point. That's a total of 11 points for Porsche, meaning they beat BMW 10-11. It was a good race, but Porsche just edges out BMW. And now it's time for the first round's main event. The highlight of the first round is the greatest supercar rivalry alive. Ferrari versus Lamborghini. Lamborghini is represented by a trio of Lamborghini Super Huracan Super Trofeos. God, that's a mouthful, isn't it? LP 620 something. I can't remember. It's a really long name is all you need to know. However, they're going to have to go against Team Ferrari with the 333 SP, the 458 Challenge, and the F12 Berlinetta. Will Lamborghini's race car win, or will this tag team of Ferraris take them down? We'll find out. The greatest rivalry in supercars. Lamborghini versus Ferrari. 2 names synonymous with wealth, fame, and luxury. On your marks, get set, go! Oh ho ho! Holy moly! No car finishes, re-race! Only fitting this match would be raced very hard. We saw a big wreck in that first race. We have to race again. We've switched sides. On your marks, get set, go! walks it across the finish line.
Ferrari takes first with 6 points. Lamborghini takes second with 5 points. Ferrari takes third with 4 points. Their total's at 10. Lamborghini takes fourth with 3 points. Their total now rests at 8. Ferrari is fifth with 2 more points, bringing their total to 12. And Lamborghini picks up 1 more point, bringing their total to 9. Ferrari wins the Battle of Italy. After round 1, 5 teams advanced with 3 cars each. 5 were eliminated. For round 2, here are the rules. The cars will be divided. Each car from each team will be put into a different heat. So we have 3 different heats with 5 different cars from 5 different manufacturers. Renault advanced, Chevy advanced, Aston Martin advanced, Porsche advanced, and Ferrari advanced. The top 2 finishers from each heat will be advancing to the finals, where we'll have a 6-car heat to decide which team is champion. And oh, by the way, each heat is 1 race. It doesn't matter if no one finishes, so the 2 cars furthest ahead take the victory. Renault, Chevy and their Corvette, Porsche, Aston Martin, Ferrari. Which 2 cars will advance to the final and 3rd round? On your marks, get set, go! Chevy and Ferrari cruise to the finish line. Chevy and Ferrari are locked into the finals. Meanwhile, it's time for the second heat, where all 5 manufacturers get another shot at advancing. Renault puts their legendary race car in again. Chevy puts their track ace Corvette C7R on the track, and they already have 1 car in the finals. This could be a scary team Chevy has put together. Porsche puts their legendary 934 forward. Aston Martin puts their second of the trio of Aston Martin Vantage GT3s ahead, and Ferrari puts their F12 Berlinetta. We're ready to go in Heat 2. Which 2 cars will advance to the finals? On your marks, get set, go! And Renault finishes the race and will put their RS01 Sport in the final. Meanwhile, Chevy advances its second car in the Corvette C7R Track Ace car. After that race, Chevy has put 2 cars in the finals, and Renault has put their car in the final. So that means 3 of the 5 manufacturers have moved on. But it also means that 2 have not. Aston Martin had a trio of GT3 Vantages. Both have finished 5th and 6th, so very poor showing for Aston Martin in the second round here, but that can all be turned around with an advance here. Meanwhile, Renault looks to put a second car in with their final of 3 RS Sport 01s. Corvette puts their old Grand Sport Racer ahead. Porsche has not advanced, but they have a 930 that won its first round heat. And Ferrari puts the 458 Challenge forward. We're ready for the 3rd and final heat here. Porsche and Aston Martin have 1 last chance, while the other 3 manufacturers look to strengthen their finals roster. On your marks, get set, go! Oh, no one finishes. So which 2 cars advance? Chevy goes 3 for 3, it looks like. The Corvette Grand Sport Roadster is clearly in front. And now it gets tricky. Aston Martin trying to advance. Did it get past the Renault? It looks like it did not.
The Renault Sport is clearly in front of the Aston Martin Vantage, meaning Renault has advanced.
Here is your finals roster. Chevy dominated with all 3 of its cars advancing, including 2 of them winning their second round heats. So Chevy's complete team makes it to the finals. Renault had a very strong showing as well, with 2 of its 3 Renault Sport RS01s advancing. Ferrari advances 1 car with the Ferrari 333 SP. 2 manufacturers were eliminated in Porsche and Aston Martin. Here's how the rules for round 3 will work. The first manufacturer to get 2 wins is your champion. So, if the Corvette Stingray wins and the Corvette C7R wins, that's 2 wins for Corvette. They're your champions. Ferrari has to have 2 wins from the same car. So you can kind of see how that works. Let's get to the final.
Team Corvette is no joke. They're in lanes 4, 5, and 6. The Renault Sports are in lanes 2, and 3. And the Ferrari 33 SP is in lane 1. On your marks, get set. Big hit! It's the blue Renault cruising to the first win. The first win of the championship round goes to Renault. They need only 1 more to become victors in the first ever Hot Wheels Supercars team battle. Chevy and Ferrari are still searching for wins. On your marks, get set, go! Big wreck! The Chevy C7R wins. This is for all the marbles. Ferrari has to win for the championship to continue. If Chevy wins, they're champions. If Renault wins, they're champions. Can Ferrari complete an epic comeback? On your marks, get set, go! Big race! Down to the finish line! The Renault wins it! An incredible race to the finish line between the Corvette C7 and the Renault Sport R01. But in the end, the C7 couldn't hold off the Renault. It spun out. The Renault cruised across the finish line, meaning Renault is your first ever Hot Wheels Supercars Team Race Champions. So it's Renault, the French supercar company, producing the win with their Track Ace RS Sport 01. Absolutely incredible win for Renault here. It was a team effort with 2 cars making it to the finals, and both cars in the finals each picking up a win to seal the victory. Absolutely incredible racing. Please let me know what you think of this series. Should I continue it? How can I improve upon it? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, that's all for now, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.